Coming up on SAU News, midterm elections are over, and one of our own is Collegedale's new commissioner.
I'm Natasha Mirilov reporting for SAU News, and I'm here to find out, where does your worship and Convo Fine money go?
It's time to get your winter clothes out. I'll tell you what's trending this fall.
Basketball season is just getting started, and we're here at the opening 3-on-3 tournament. SAU News starts now.
Welcome to SAU News. I'm Georgia Standish.
And I'm Ben Lowry. SAU News is a weekly newscast brought to you by the School of Journalism and Communication.
A cyclist was hit by a vehicle at the intersection of University Drive and College Drive East this week. The cyclist is a male SAU student who was riding toward campus when the accident happened. He was injured and rushed to one of the local hospitals by ambulance. He's currently at home recovering from the injuries.
Safety Committee plans to review this situation and see if there was anything that we can do better to ensure safety of our students as they cross these streets. We do not take this lightly.
The crosswalk issue continues to be front and center on campus's safety agenda.
The results of the 2014 midterm election are in, and Collegedale's new commissioners are Phil Garver and our own Ethan White. Around 2,000 people showed up to Collegedale City Hall to vote Tuesday. The turnout was one of the largest the city has ever seen. SAU archaeology major Ethan White says he wants to spend the next 4 years as commissioner helping the city grow.
Collegedale helped shape who I was because I grew up here, so now I want to be able to help shape the future of Collegedale. There's a lot of changes coming to Collegedale, so I want to make sure I'm on the front end of that and help make sure that Collegedale is a great place, 10 years from now as well.
A number of university students turned out to vote at the polls to support White. He is the second youngest city commissioner that has ever been elected in Collegedale.
If you're behind in convocations and worships, you better start catching up. Otherwise, you'll have to pay a fine at the end of the semester.
SAU News reporter Natasha Mirilov wanted to find out exactly what happens with the money that's collected from convocations and worship fines. She joins us here in the studio. What's up?
Hey, how are you doing, guys?
Natasha, before reporting on this story, did you have any idea of where the fines went?
I actually had no idea, and I don't think many students know. It's one of those things they want to know, but no one ever finds out, really. It's easy to make assumptions, and we discovered that a lot of students simply didn't know where the money is going.
Good morning, love. That's amazing.
It's 7:30 a.m., but these students aren't sleeping in. They're here to receive their morning worship credit. As nearly everyone knows, if you don't get enough credits, you must pay a fine at the end of the semester. But here at SAU News, we wondered, for all the worship and Convo fines collected, where does the money go?
I think it goes into the cost of printing out the attendance cards.
Use it for a good cause, scholarships, I'm not sure.
I think it goes to campus safety donut runs.
Throughout the semester, deans keep track of worship attendance and are quick to send email reminders. At the end of the semester, when a student receives a worship fine letter, they can either go to the deans and pay off in cash, or they can wait for it to roll into their student account. So my first clue was to go to the higher-ups in the dorm and find out, what do they know about where the money goes?
The money for the worships and the vespers, it goes to the accounting department, and so the accounting department is the department that will determine where that money is allocated to.
It turns out resident hall deans simply act as fine collectors. The people with the real control over the money are in Wright Hall. I continued my investigation at the Financial Administration Office, and I found out that the fine revenue doesn't go toward campus safety donut runs.
And so we're using, at least by plan, to use at least $30,000 of that fine money to make sure that we can find terrific speakers.
In the last 3 years, the university has collected an average of between $66,000 to $88,000 in fines. Last year, all of the money and more was used to pay for guest speakers at university convocations. Fruit encourages students to suggest interesting convocation speakers that will attract a large audience. For SAU News, I'm Natasha Mirilov.
It's really simple. Students are fined, and then that money goes into a fund used for inviting better speakers.
So Natasha, now that we know where the money goes, I've heard a lot of kids saying that they have to attend more convocations and have stricter requirements.
Well, Georgia, actually that's not true. Really what it is, they need to attend the same amount of convos and worships, but because of the new administration in the Student Services Department, the new administrators are reducing convos a different way than previously.
With a new Vice President of Student Services this year, is there any chance that the current policy is going to change on the attendance?
Well, the policy hasn't changed. What really has changed is the strategy of reducing convocations, which many students who can compare it to previous years aren't really happy about.
I got it. Well, thank you so much, Natasha, for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
The granite statue showing Elijah passing his cloak to Elisha near campus safety is nearly finished. You may notice that the statue resembling Elisha now has a hand. Last year, students were accused of sitting on the hand, which then broke off. The artist and former art school dean, Wayne Hazen, reinforced the hand with 2 metal pegs, making the restored hand much stronger. Hazen started the project in 2001 and hopes to finish by December of this year. Some have suggested the statue be placed in front of the new Student Center. Once it's relocated, Hazen will make final touch-ups on the statue.
This weekend, a new event premieres on campus that organizers hope will turn into a showcase for singer-songwriters and other artists. It's called Southern Nights.
We've asked one of the acts in this Saturday night show to stop by the studio for a preview.
Amberhope Velbis, welcome to SAU News.
Hello, thank you.
So for those who haven't heard you perform, tell us a little bit about when and where you got into singing.
Oh goodness, my music career started in 2010 when I was a contestant on The Voice. And after I was eliminated after the first round, I started writing and recording my first demo EP, which was released in 2012. And then from there, I made regular trips up to Nashville and started working on music with some awesome singer-songwriters and producers up there, and made the decision to move up there and pursue my music career. And it's been awesome. It's been a really rough journey, but music is my passion, and I'm so happy that we can bring a little piece of Nashville to Southern.
Right.
Now, if y'all haven't heard of Amberhope, you've been missing out. Let's take a quick look at one of her music videos. Here's her cover of Clarity by Zed.
We dive into frozen waves where the past comes back to life. Fight fear for the selfish pain, it was worth it every time. Hold still right before we crash, cause we both know how this ends. A clock ticks till it breaks your glass, and I drown in you again. Cause you are the piece of me that I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly, still fighting, I don't know why. If our love is tragedy, why are you my remedy? If our love's insanity, why are you my clarity?
You've been public about your struggles with anorexia and eating disorders. What would you say to women today who are struggling with body image?
You know, it sounds cliche, but you need to remember that you're made in God's image, and He made you the way you are for a reason. It's not about trying to look like anybody else. It's not about trying to compete with anybody else. It's about being healthy and being proud and at peace with who you are in God. It doesn't matter what you look like. It just matters about your inner self. And if you're at peace and in a healthy state of mind and body, that's the realization that I came to once I began my recovery from my eating disorder, is that it doesn't matter. Like, who am I competing with? You know, God sees me for who I am inside, and that's all that matters.
We hear you've recently had some connections with the music industry up in Nashville. How's that going for you?
Oh man, it's exciting. I mean, Anybody who knows me knows how much I love Nashville, and I got to work with Nolan Neal. He's actually the lead singer of the rock band Hinder and owner of 16th Edge Studios on Music Row. And he was a real catalyst in furthering my career in the city. He would host my shows on Saturday nights. And what he would do is so cool. He would advertise his shows and say, Nolan Neal at this venue, this time, and all these people would show up to see him. But then what he would do is switch it around, and he would put me on stage and let me go for as long as I wanted. And he helped me promote myself and get started. And then whenever I wanted to be done, he would go up and say, all right, I'll play a few songs too. But I just really got to create a big community up there with lots of different writers and producers for people like Luke Bryan and Hunter Hayes, Leanne Rimes, and even Taylor Swift. She's getting really big now. And I just feel so privileged. And it's just so awesome to me that we're getting to bring a little piece of that here with the singer-songwriter night, because that's what we're all about up in Nashville.
So tell us what you plan to share with us this Saturday night.
This Saturday night, I just want to have fun. I just want people to realize that we have so many talented people on campus that go without recognition. And this venue and this event is going to be a way for people to have an outlet for their talent. And we want people to be recognized for their God-given talents. And it's not about, just a showcase and, look at what I can do. It's about coming together as a community and just enjoying, this God-given talent of music together.
Well, thank you for being our guest on SAU News. Can't wait to hear more from you here on campus and hopefully someday on the radio too.
Thank you.
Good luck in Nashville.
Thank you.
Amberhope performs this Saturday night in a premiere event for live music. The coffee house style show begins at 8:30 in the Improv next to the Village Market.
Two other student musicians will take the stage, Aaron Bruce and Adam Dunca. The University Snackin' Wagon will also be on hand to serve hot chocolate and treats.
The leaves are turning and temperatures are dropping, and that means campus fashion has taken a decidedly cozy turn. With our SAU News camera, I went out to see what girls are wearing this season. With fall bringing colder temperatures, it's time to start bringing out warmer clothes. For girls on campus, it's an opportunity to debut some trending fashion, and some guys really notice. Plaid is a fall favorite, providing a splash of pattern, but with colors that go with lots of different outfits. It's often seen in flannel shirts and scarves. This design in cozy fabrics is about warmth as well as style.
Well, today was a pretty chilly day, and I went to the market, so I needed to bundle up. I like to grab a flannel on my days off, pretty casual, and I needed to keep warm, so wrapped a big old scarf up.
The comfortable and classic riding boot is the epitome of autumn footwear. Perfect for walking to class on cool mornings, the sleekness of a leather look boot makes it easy to dress up or down. Because the weather's tending to be cool in the morning and then warm in the afternoon, it's a good idea to dress in layers. That way you can take layers on and off throughout the day to match the weather. While reds, oranges, and yellows are often associated with fall, greens are a new trend this season. A blue-green like emerald is a bright but sophisticated alternative.
People think fall, they always think dark and heavy, but you can do heavy with still doing like bright and vivid colors.
Fall may be considered a stressful time with returning to school, but seasonal fashion doesn't have to be difficult.
Keep it simple. So clean lines.
Have fun with it and stay warm.
A stylish fall wardrobe is the perfect answer to dropping temperatures. As you can see, there are some consistent trends that are seen throughout fall wardrobes this season. And I actually brought some items. I brought this plaid scarf, which I think would really look good on you, Ben, if you want to get on the plaid train.
I don't know that I do.
No, it really suits you, I think. Yeah. And then I also brought some riding boots, which I mentioned in the package. They're warm, but they're a lot less bulky than rain boots, for example.
Really? Because that's funny. I actually brought my own boots. My cowboy boots.
See, these are great though. These are like a type of riding boot, and
I do use them while I drive in my car. That's
when
riding.
When you're riding, right?
Yeah.
Well, men can have fashionable footwear too.
I think this is pretty fashionable. I like my boots. Speaking of other things I like, basketball season is approaching. Last Saturday night was the annual 3-on-3 tournament held in the Isles Gymnasium. SAU News reporter Kendall Rittenauer has the story.
This is the first major basketball game of the year, and fans packed the sidelines.
I'm rooting for Make It Rain, and my boyfriend's on the team.
I'm not rooting for anybody right now. I'm still trying to check out, who their potential and stuff.
We were rooting for not that team. They're all our friends. Yeah.
We have Oleg and Make It Rain on court 2. Oleg, Make It Rain, court 2. Court 3.
We're here at 3-on-3 basketball where things are starting to heat up. There's actually 6 games all going on at the same time at different places in the gym.
What we do in the first round is single elimination with the guys because there's 32 teams. And then after the first round, it changes to double elimination. And then the ladies, they start right away with double elimination because there's only about 8 teams with the ladies.
It's single elimination for the guys, so it's pretty more intense. It's more intense than when the girls play because we have double.
And so right now we're just finishing up the first round of guys games, and the girls games are just getting started.
If you are interested in playing, be sure to sign up for a team on December 5. For SAU News, I'm Kendall Rittenauer.
Basketball season will start officially next semester in January.
Tune in next week when SAU News will bring you the excitement of AcroFest. This year is Southern's turn to host high school and college athletes from all over the U.S.
And watch out for the bouncing red ball. Teams dressed in outrageous costumes will compete in next Saturday night's Extreme Dodgeball Tournament. We will be there and we will have the story.
SAU News is a joint production of the TV News and Multi-Camera Production class here in Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Georgia Standish.
And I'm the Ben Lowry. If you see news happening or simply want to tell us what you think, tweet us at SAU News Now. See you next week.